Listen carefully, because attracting a woman who isn't initially interested is less about tricks and more about understanding psychology, confidence, and presence. Too many men make the mistake of thinking that charm, persistence, or flattery alone will change her mind. That approach doesn't work. Attraction is rooted in perception, respect, and emotional engagement. Even if a woman appears uninterested at first, the right approach can trigger curiosity, desire, and genuine connection. Modern dating rewards men who act with confidence, clarity, and strategic energy. Approaching her correctly is not about manipulation, begging, or overcompensation. It's about demonstrating value, creating intrigue, and subtly influencing her perception through presence and composure. Women are naturally drawn to men who embody confidence, independence, and authenticity. When you approach her like this, even initial disinterest can shift, because attraction is not static. It can be cultivated through awareness, behavior, and strategic interaction. In this video, we'll break down 7 actionable steps to attract any woman, even if she doesn't seem interested initially. You'll learn how to position yourself, communicate effectively, create curiosity, and maintain standards that naturally draw her attention. These steps are not about being someone you're not. They're about amplifying your value, presence, and confidence so that women are drawn to the man you already are. Understanding and applying these principles will transform the way you approach women, increase attraction, and allow you to connect with confidence in the modern dating world. First, approach with confidence. The first and most important step to attracting any woman, even one who seems uninterested, is to approach with confidence. Confidence is not arrogance, desperation, or pretending to be someone you're not. It is the clear, calm presence of a man who values himself, his time, and his energy. Women are instinctively drawn to men who display self-assuredness because it signals stability, leadership, and emotional strength. When you approach a woman confidently, you immediately change the dynamic. She may have initially. First, approach with confidence. The first and most important step to attracting any woman, even one who seems uninterested, is to approach with confidence. Confidence is not arrogance, desperation, or pretending to be someone you're not. It is the clear, calm presence of a man who values himself, his time, and his energy. Women are instinctively drawn to men who display self-assuredness because it signals stability, leadership, and emotional strength. When you approach a woman confidently, you immediately change the dynamic. She may have initially been indifferent, distracted, or focused elsewhere, but confidence creates curiosity and respect. Many men fail here because they overthink, hesitate, or try to script interactions. These behaviors signal insecurity and lower attraction. Instead, walk up with purpose, maintain relaxed body language, and make eye contact without overdoing it. Your tone should be calm and natural, conveying that you are comfortable in your own skin. Approach with a clear intention, whether it's to start a conversation, share a thought, or simply engage in a meaningful interaction. Avoid excessive preamble or apologies for talking to her. Hesitation communicates that your attention is negotiable, which diminishes perceived value. Women are naturally attracted to decisiveness. A confident approach also sets the stage for playful tension, curiosity, and engagement. It signals that you are a man who is unafraid to take initiative and act on desire without being needy or overbearing. Even if she initially resists or appears uninterested, a confident approach creates a psychological shift. She begins to see you as someone distinct, interesting, and high value, rather than just another person vying for attention. Confidence is magnetic because it communicates that your worth does not depend on her approval. It allows you to interact without expectation, which in turn makes you more attractive. Once you establish confidence in the approach, everything else, conversation, teasing, storytelling, and subtle engagement, becomes more effective. Confidence is the foundation of attraction. Without it, even the best strategies fail. By mastering your approach, you set the tone, capture attention, and open the door to curiosity and desire, even in a woman who initially seems uninterested. It is not about being forceful. It is about being composed, self-assured, and unshakable in your presence. This principle is the first step to turning indifference into interest and establishing the dynamic where attraction can flourish naturally. Second, create intrigue. Once you approach a woman with confidence, the next step is to create intrigue. Attraction thrives on curiosity and emotional engagement, and a man who can spark interest naturally draws attention, even from someone initially uninterested. Intrigue is not about deception or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about highlighting qualities that set you apart and make her want to know more. Many men fail here by oversharing, explaining too much, or trying too hard to impress. These behaviors signal neediness and reduce perceived value. Instead, reveal just enough about yourself to spark curiosity without giving away everything at once. Use stories, subtle hints, and confident communication that encourages her to engage mentally and emotionally. For example, share an interesting experience, a unique perspective, or a playful anecdote, then allow space for her reaction rather than filling silence immediately. This pauses, creates tension, which naturally draws attention. Body language, tone, and eye contact reinforce intrigue. Stand tall, maintain relaxed yet alert posture, and convey energy that is self-contained and magnetic. Intrigue also involves balancing availability with subtle scarcity. Men often make themselves too accessible, which reduces emotional tension and diminishes interest. By being engaged, yet not desperate for approval, you create a dynamic where she wants to invest effort to connect with you. Ask questions that are thoughtful, playful, and slightly challenging without being confrontational. This positions you as someone interesting, independent, and confident, making her more likely to shift from disinterest to curiosity. Intrigue taps into psychological triggers that attract women: mystery, unpredictability, and challenge. When she begins to wonder about your experiences, thoughts, or lifestyle, she becomes emotionally engaged without realizing it. This is far more powerful than flattery or overexertion, which can feel forced or inauthentic. Intrigue allows a woman to experience the natural pull of attraction by encouraging reflection and engagement rather than passive observation. Your goal is to create a dynamic where she feels drawn in mentally and emotionally, compelling her to invest attention and energy. Even if she initially appears uninterested, intrigue opens the door to connection, increasing desire and laying the foundation for attraction to develop naturally. The combination of confidence and intrigue is essential for turning skepticism or indifference into curiosity, respect, and growing interest in the modern dating context. Third, display high-value traits. After approaching with confidence and creating intrigue, the next step to attracting any woman is to display high-value traits consistently. High-value traits are behaviors, attitudes, and qualities that signal stability, independence, competence, and emotional strength. Women are drawn to men who demonstrate value through actions rather than words alone. Common traits include confidence, decisiveness, emotional control, humor, intelligence, and a sense of purpose. Many men make the mistake of trying to impress a woman with superficial attributes like looks, money, or overexerted effort, which are far less influential than genuine high-value behaviors. By embodying these traits naturally, you convey that your life is full, meaningful, and not dependent on her approval. High-value men are not desperate. They maintain boundaries, pursue personal goals, and operate with self-respect. This combination of independence and competence creates attraction even in women who were initially disinterested. Demonstrating high-value traits also involves showing that you can navigate social, emotional, and intellectual situations with ease. Humor, for instance, signals intelligence and emotional resilience. Emotional control communicates stability and strength. Purposeful action indicates ambition and self-reliance. Together, these qualities make you magnetic because they signal that your life is rich, balanced, and rewarding, qualities any woman wants to be around. Actions must align with words. Authenticity is critical. A man who pretends to be high value or overcompensates undermines attraction because women can sense inauthenticity. High-value traits can also be subtly communicated through lifestyle choices, body language, and conversational content. For example, sharing passions, achievements, or unique perspectives without arrogance demonstrates depth. Maintaining composure under minor challenges or resistance from her communicates confidence and control. High-value behavior is a combination of self-mastery and social intelligence. Knowing when to lead, when to listen, and how to create emotional engagement without losing boundaries. Even if a woman initially dismisses or resists your approach, consistently exhibiting these traits shifts her perception. She begins to see you as someone worthy of attention, curiosity, and respect. Importantly, displaying high-value traits is about reinforcing who you are rather than attempting to win her. Attraction naturally grows when a man embodies qualities that signal competence, independence, and emotional stability. When combined with confidence and intrigue, high-value traits ensure that your presence is magnetic, compelling, and influential, even in women who were initially uninterested. This foundation allows connection and attraction to develop authentically and sustainably in modern dating. Fourth, use subtle playfulness. Once you have approached with confidence, created intrigue, and displayed high-value traits, the next step to attracting any woman is to incorporate subtle playfulness. Playfulness is a powerful tool because it engages her emotionally, stimulates curiosity, and creates a sense of fun in the interaction. Many men make the mistake of being overly serious, aggressive, or rigid when trying to attract a woman, which can shut down interest and make the interaction feel forced. Playfulness, on the other hand, communicates confidence, intelligence, and emotional stability. It signals that you are comfortable in your own skin and that interaction with you is enjoyable. Subtle teasing, playful challenges, and light banter can build attraction by creating emotional tension without crossing boundaries. The goal is to engage her mind and emotions, prompting her to participate actively rather than passively observe. Playfulness also demonstrates that you are socially competent and capable of navigating dynamics with ease. For example, teasing her in a charming, non-offensive way about small quirks or habits can create connection and laughter, which are powerful tools for emotional engagement. This should never feel mean-spirited. The aim is to evoke smiles, curiosity, and light-hearted interaction that signals chemistry and compatibility. Many men fail to incorporate playfulness because they focus solely on demonstrating value through achievements or confidence, forgetting that attraction is as much emotional and experiential as it is logical. Playfulness allows you to showcase emotional intelligence, creativity, and charm, which differentiates you from men who are rigid, predictable, or overly serious. Additionally, playful interaction helps establish subtle tension and anticipation, which are essential for creating desire. Women respond to men who can make them feel alive, engaged, and entertained while maintaining self-respect and boundaries. Combining playfulness with the previously established foundation of confidence, intrigue, and high-value traits amplifies attraction because it balances stability with excitement. This dynamic draws her in, even if she initially seemed uninterested, because she begins associating you with positive emotions and a sense of challenge that feels natural and rewarding. Subtle playfulness is not about being a comedian or trying too hard. It is about expressing personality, charm, and wit while keeping interactions dynamic and engaging. When executed effectively, playfulness builds connection, increases emotional investment, and elevates attraction, creating a magnetic presence that captures attention and curiosity in the modern dating landscape. 5. Engage emotionally without needy behavior. After establishing confidence, intrigue, high-value traits, and playfulness, the next step to attracting any woman, even one initially uninterested, is engaging emotionally without displaying neediness. Many men misunderstand emotional connection, believing that sharing vulnerability or interest too soon will automatically build attraction. In reality, emotional engagement must be balanced with independence and composure. Women are drawn to men who can communicate feelings, show empathy, and create connection without sacrificing self-respect or over-investing prematurely. Emotional engagement should be selective, intentional, and guided by your principles rather than reactive desire. For instance, listen actively when she talks, respond thoughtfully, and express curiosity about her experiences. Show empathy by acknowledging her perspective and responding with calm understanding. This communicates that you are emotionally intelligent and capable of meaningful interaction. Simultaneously, avoid behaviors that signal neediness, such as excessive messaging, over-apologizing, or constantly seeking approval. These behaviors undermine attraction by portraying dependency rather than strength. The key is to remain composed and self-contained while allowing her to feel your interest and attentiveness. This balance creates a dynamic in which she feels drawn to invest emotionally in a man who is confident, independent, and responsive rather than reactive or desperate. Emotional engagement also involves creating moments of connection through conversation, shared experiences, and subtle cues of interest, all while maintaining boundaries and self-respect. By doing so, you cultivate attraction based on admiration, respect, and curiosity rather than obligation. Even if she initially appears disinterested, demonstrating emotional intelligence in this controlled, confident manner signals that you are a man worth paying attention to. Women naturally respond to men who are capable of emotional depth without losing composure, creating a magnetic pull that fosters interest and investment. Engaging emotionally without neediness also strengthens your positioning in modern dating, allowing you to guide interactions without surrendering control or value. Over time, this approach deepens connection, encourages her to participate actively in building rapport, and transforms initial indifference into genuine attraction. It is the combination of emotional accessibility, consistency, and composure that turns casual interactions into meaningful engagement while preserving your confidence, autonomy, and high-value presence. 6. Create subtle scarcity. After engaging emotionally without neediness, the next step to attracting any woman is to create subtle scarcity. Scarcity is not about playing games or being unavailable out of spite. It is about demonstrating that your time, attention, and energy are valuable and not to be taken for granted. Women are naturally drawn to men who operate with purpose and maintain boundaries because scarcity signals independence, high value, and self-respect. Many men make the mistake of being overly available, responding immediately to every message or adjusting their schedule to accommodate a woman who may not initially be interested. This accessibility lowers perceived value and diminishes attraction. Subtle scarcity, on the other hand, creates natural tension and curiosity. It encourages her to reflect on your presence, recognize your worth, and consider her own interest and effort. Begin by prioritizing your life, goals, and responsibilities without compromising them to chase attention. Respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, allowing small pauses in communication or interaction that feel natural rather than forced. This demonstrates that you are in control of your time and emotional energy, which is inherently attractive. Scarcity also works by creating contrast. She begins to notice the difference between her availability and your composed independence. Women are wired to respond to men who demonstrate that their attention is earned, not assumed. This does not mean ignoring her completely or being manipulative. It is about maintaining presence selectively, reinforcing your value, and creating a dynamic that naturally stimulates curiosity and desire. Pair scarcity with previously established traits: confidence, intrigue, high-value behaviors, playfulness, and emotional engagement to amplify its effect. When executed correctly, scarcity causes her to invest more energy into interaction, reflect on her own interest, and become more emotionally and mentally engaged with you. It strengthens attraction by signaling that you are self-sufficient, respected, and not easily swayed by initial resistance. Women respond positively to men who exhibit calm independence, setting the tone for balanced and mutually engaging interactions. Subtle scarcity, when combined with authenticity, reinforces your presence, increases perceived value, and ensures that initial disinterest can shift into curiosity, admiration, and attraction. It is a cornerstone strategy in modern dating, allowing you to draw attention and desire while maintaining control, composure, and high standards in every interaction. 7. Close with magnetic presence. The final step in attracting any woman, even if she initially isn't interested, is to close with magnetic presence. Magnetic presence is the combination of confidence, authenticity, emotional intelligence, and high-value traits consistently displayed throughout your interaction. Many men make the mistake of focusing solely on conversation techniques, humor, or appearance, thinking these alone will create attraction. In reality, presence is a deeper, holistic energy that communicates self-assuredness, stability, and value without needing explanation. A man with magnetic presence commands attention effortlessly because women sense his grounded energy and independence. To cultivate this presence, remain fully engaged in the moment while maintaining composure and clear boundaries. Your body language, eye contact, and tone should signal confidence and authenticity without arrogance or aggression. Speak with clarity, listen attentively, and respond thoughtfully. Allow her reactions to reflect her genuine interest while you remain self-contained and balanced. Magnetic presence also involves demonstrating emotional stability. Even if she challenges, teases, or initially resists, you remain calm and in control. This resilience communicates reliability, strength, and emotional maturity, qualities that are inherently attractive. Additionally, presence includes showing subtle dominance in social and conversational dynamics without coercion or control. Guide interactions naturally, lead playfully, and allow your energy to set the tone. Men often fail by either withdrawing entirely or becoming overbearing. Magnetic presence requires the right balance of assertiveness, charm, and authenticity. Combining this presence with previously established strategies, confidence, intrigue, high-value traits, playfulness, emotional engagement, and subtle scarcity creates a compelling, multi-layered attraction that is difficult to ignore. Even a woman who initially appeared uninterested can shift her perception, feeling drawn to your energy, character, and the effortless way you carry yourself. Magnetic presence is not about perfection, it is about consistency, self-respect, and the ability to command attention while remaining authentic. It leaves a lasting impression and ensures that interactions are memorable, enjoyable, and emotionally engaging. When executed correctly, magnetic presence solidifies attraction, reinforces respect, and naturally increases the likelihood of her interest, creating the conditions for connection, chemistry, and potential long-term engagement in modern dating. It leaves a lasting impression and ensures that interactions are memorable, enjoyable, and emotionally engaging. When executed correctly, magnetic presence solidifies attraction, reinforces respect, and naturally increases the likelihood of her interest, creating the conditions for connection, chemistry, and potential long-term engagement in modern dating. Attracting any woman, even one who initially seems uninterested, is not about manipulation, tricks, or overexertion. It is about embodying confidence, presence, and high-value traits while engaging with emotional intelligence and strategic awareness. Approaching with confidence sets the tone and communicates self-assuredness. Creating intrigue sparks curiosity, while displaying high-value traits demonstrates competence, stability, and independence. Subtle playfulness engages emotionally and makes interactions enjoyable, while emotional engagement without neediness builds connection and respect. Introducing subtle scarcity reinforces your value, showing that your time and attention are precious and not automatically given. Finally, closing with magnetic presence consolidates all these elements, leaving a lasting impression that naturally attracts interest and desire. Modern dating rewards men who act from a place of self-respect and composure rather than desperation or impulsivity. Each of these steps ensures that attraction grows organically, even in women who initially resist or seem indifferent. By balancing confidence, engagement, and strategic distance, you create a dynamic where she must recognize your worth, reflect on her own interest, and invest in connection. This approach shifts interactions from one-sided pursuit to mutual engagement and curiosity. Ultimately, attraction is about energy, value, and the way you carry yourself. When you combine confidence, intrigue, high-value behavior, playfulness, emotional intelligence, subtle scarcity, and magnetic presence, you position yourself as a man of influence, authenticity, and choice. Even initial disinterest becomes an opportunity to spark desire, connection, and respect, ensuring that interactions are meaningful, memorable, and aligned with modern dating dynamics.